Hi guys, welcome back to an episode of DB Cars itself, and in today's episode I'll be reviewing the Tribecar Kia Cerato K3, or in short form I just call it the K3 Kia itself. So yeah, let's dive straight to this video right now. Alright then, so yeah, let me just, before I show you guys the interior of the car itself, let me just show you guys the damage for the car itself. Damage for the car itself really not that much other than some wheels or rim curve that's on nearly all four of the rims itself, but yeah, it's not that severe. So yeah, moving right to the back, you got the badging right here, so Cerato, or however you call it, I just call it the K3 Kia itself. So yeah, overall wise, I think I would say previously, if you guys didn't know, previously if you guys didn't know, I started renting from Tribe first, and this was one of my favorite cars to rent from, because it's just, I think the overall drive experience was quite pleasant itself. So yeah, but other than that, you got the car is also quite dirty, so yeah, and luckily there's no windscreen crack for this itself, or chip itself, whatever you call it. But yeah, overall it's a very nice car to rent. And yeah, other than that, let me just show you guys the trunk space for the car right now. So let's go. Alright then, so now let me just show you guys the trunk space for the Kia itself. So one thing I don't really like about this Kia itself, other than this jarring performance wise or drivability wise, is the trunk space for the car. Usually in other cars you usually have a button to press it right down below, and usually it will be right below the emblem. But for this case, the Kia, you have to access it through the driver's side, which basically just need to pull right here, and with that sound you can hear the trunk now open, and you can just lift it up easily, just like that. And here is the trunk space for the Kia itself. So unfortunately, this is a car sharing fleet, so you got some miscellaneous rubbish right here, or I don't really call it rubbish, if you can even call it a rubbish, but yeah, basically got two umbrellas right here, so if rainy days you can just use it. But overall trunk space wise, I think previously I tried to put in 2 or 3 luggages, and that's the maximum it can fit. Other than that, can't really fit any more big size luggage. I think smaller size it shouldn't be a problem, but if you have maybe 2 big luggages, I think it will just nice fit right in here, and maybe some soft bag as well. But other than that, that's all for the trunk space of the Kia itself. Right down below the spare tire right here, you got the owner's manual and some more rubbish itself. Other than that, you got this lever right here on either side, so if you guys want more space in the car itself, you can just pull it right here, and the seats for the rear passenger will just fold down, and you can have more cargo space in the car itself. And that you also got this thing right here, I'm not too sure. So basically this thing is to use for you guys to pull the rear boot lid down if you do not want to just, I don't know, close it from any other part of the car itself. But technically you just pull it right here and just close it, and the trunk space, the rear of the trunk closed now. Now let's move on to the rear of the car itself. So moving to the rear of the car itself is quite simple. You just need to grab this door handle right here to access the rear of the car itself, and right here it will show you guys the rear of the car itself. And entering the car itself, I wouldn't say entering the rear of the car itself isn't an issue at all. But once you enter the car itself, if I were to sit upright, I won't really have much space at all. And mind you, this is as of right now, this is not my driving position, but if I'm not wrong, if I were to adjust according to my driving position wise, I'll have a lot of space. But let's say if someone is very tall and they adjust the seat to the maximum, this is how much space it has left for the rear passenger itself, and I doubt the rear passenger will have a very good leg room for the rear itself. But headroom wise isn't an issue, because I think maybe it's slightly taller, it will be an issue, but for me it's not a big issue at all. Other than that, overall it's quite decent rear cabin for rear legroom and headroom space for myself wise. In the rear itself, you got this very nice AC vent right here, which you could adjust right here, and this is to control the rear AC for both of these 2 rear AC vents right here. Moving on, you got somehow I'm not too sure why this, not for the for the driver's seat itself, but for the passenger ear right here, got some storage space right here to put your stuff. And for the driver's side, there's nothing for the back of the driver's seat, there isn't any storage space at all, which is a bit weird. So yeah, Moving on, you got this very nice armrest right here, which you could fold down and rest your arm on, or you could put your drinks right here, which is a very nice touch. Other than that, there isn't any storage space right here for in the center armrest right here, but technically you could if you were to not put this rear armrest down, you could technically fit 3 full-size adults, but it would be a problem because they'll be touching shoulder to shoulder itself, so it wouldn't be a comfiest ride, but at least you can bring 3 people around, but you might be touching shoulder to shoulder. So yeah, that's one downside. Let me just show you guys the rear door bin right here. So basically this space right here, you could put a plastic bottle, which I have for the driver's side, so which you guys can see right there. So basically that's my water bottle right there, and you could fit in right, you could fit this right, sorry, you could place it right here quite nicely. Anything bigger, it will be a problem, because I think it's just meant for plastic bottles and not for any bottles that's much bigger than the plastic bottle itself, or basically a mineral bottle or Coke bottle. It shouldn't be a problem at all. So yeah, other than that, you got your window switches right here and your door handle to get out of the car, and same goes for the passenger side itself. Other than that, that's all for the rear itself. Now let me just show you just the front. So getting out, since this is at the maximum, I will have an issue, but I think if it's slightly more forward, I wouldn't have any issue at all. So yeah. So now let me just show you guys the driver side. So driver side right here, entering the car, is one thing you do get for this. I really like about this car is the steering input you get is quite responsive. So basically any steering input that you were to put in, the car would immediately react to it. Rather than some car there might be a slight delay to it. So yeah. Okay, now let me just show you guys the overall look of the car. I really like the interior. I would say maybe it's slightly outdated because of this standard infotainment screen right here, which is basically just your radio, and basically this is your infotainment screen, basically just for maybe just listening to music itself, or radio, or maybe just it has auxiliary input right there. You got your Type A USB port. But and then let me just show you guys I'll talk about that much later on, but let me just show you guys the storage space right now. Storage space right here. To access the glove compartment, just need to press on this button and it will just pop right down, and as you guys can see right here, there's some stuff which I think if you were to put a tissue box, it should put in quite nicely as well. It shouldn't be an issue at all. But other than that, quite a big storage space for this car itself. Now let's move on to the center console. Center console, to access it, just need to press this button right here, and you just lift up, and this is your storage compartment. So yeah, this car definitely has its fair shares over the years of being rented, and I would say it's fairly deep. I'm not too sure about how, but yeah, maybe put some stuff right inside there, but overall not too bad. Next up, you got your cup holders. Cup holders, if I were to put my plastic bottle right here, one downside, let's say you to do a maneuver or swerving in and out, left and right, this bottle will be shaking everywhere and it might spill. So my best recommendation is for you guys to put at this door bin right here. So yeah, but other than that, that's all for the cup holders itself. You got this very small miscellaneous storage space right here, which I don't know what you could put, but I think that you guys will find there will be definitely you definitely will find out a good way of utilizing this space at all. Okay, now let's move on to the next part. Next part right here would be your handbrake. So basically this is your handbrake. Well, nothing much to talk about it. To engage it, just need to pull up. Disengage it, just press the button. This button right here, and just go down. Other than that, that's all for the handbrake itself. Moving on to the next part, we got your gear selector. Gear selector is quite simple. Like I think it's standard in all automatic cars already. To engage it, just press on the foot, and for the Kia itself, just need to press on this. So basically, foot on the brake, press this, and you can just go all the way down to the gear that you want. And technically, you could also shift it manually by shifting the gear selector to your right, and you could shift it up, shift up or shift down manually itself, which is quite interesting because the steering wheel right here, if you guys can see, there isn't any pedal shifter in this car at all. So the only way, if you guys really want to like feel like it's a sports car, you can just shift through this gear knob right here. Now let's move on to the next part, which is I would say this is your third storage compartment for this car itself, which is right here, and you got your two 12-volt socket outlet with your auxiliary input for your headphone jack, and also got a Type A port. I think basically if you were to connect this, it will link up to the infotainment screen right here itself. And if you guys do not want to show your stuff right here, you can just close it down and it will just cover it up nicely. Now let's move on to the next bit right here. So basically, next part right here I will be showing you guys will be the AC control. Basically right here you got your AC fan speed. This to turn on the AC itself. This to adjust the airflow in the car itself, and this right here is to recirculate the air in the car, and this is your temperature controls. Other than that, that's quite basic function of the car itself. Moving on, you got your infotainment itself. For this I'm not going to go too in depth, but basically this, if you guys want to turn on the radio or the infotainment, you just press on this, and to adjust the volume, if I'm not wrong, should be this as well. This to adjust the radio station for the car itself, and there are 6 prefix buttons right here for, I think if you were to save a radio station, you should just press on either of these buttons right here. This right here, just very simple. I'm not going to go too in depth, but if you guys know all the function about it, then it shouldn't be an issue at all. You got a CD or DVD thing that you can just insert this inside, where I think the good old days where you would listen to your music via CD disc itself. So yeah, other than that, that's all. This is to eject itself, and I think this is the display on this screen right here, but I could be wrong about it. Moving on, next part, you got your headlight right here. So basically you just need to press this, and the headlight will be activated itself. And right at the top you got your clock right there, which is quite nice, and you could adjust it with those 2 buttons over there. Other than that, that's all for the center of the car itself. The AC vent is really quite simple. I don't really have to go too in depth, but this is just basically to adjust the fan speed for the front for both the passenger and the driver side, and this to adjust the airflow itself. Other than that, that's all for the center console. Now let me just show you guys the driver side right now. Driver side right here, you got your rev gauge right here and your speedo. In the center, I'll show you guys later on, but basically there's only 3 functions which you guys can see. Basically, the first one is to display your fuel efficiency. The second is for the servicing thing, telling you guys how many days the car is overdue for service, and the last one is just to control the function of the car itself. Other than that, that's all for the car itself. Let me just show you guys the left side of what you get for the stocks right now. So left side of stocks, basically you got your light switch right here. This is your secondary switch right here for the rear fog light. This is the main headlight switch itself right here. So basically you got auto, this to turn on fully your headlight, and this to turn on the daytime running light, and this to fully turn off itself. Same goes for this as well. Also you got your turn signal, which is quite basically self-explanatory. To engage high beam, you just need to pull back and it will activate the high beam. To engage it, just the other way around itself. So yeah. Now let me just move on to the right side of the stock. Right side of the stock is quite simple. This is your wipers controls right here. So basically right here there's another switch which you could adjust the wiper speed, and this to adjust the wipers itself. Basically to engage it, just need to one side just pull down all the way. To activate it, just the other way around itself. So yeah. Other than that, that's all for the stocks on either side itself. And basically for Korean cars, if you guys didn't know already, for Korean cars, their stock their indicators will always be on the left with the same. It will always be on the left. Same goes for the European brands like Audi, BM, or Mercedes. And for Japanese cars, it's the other way around itself. So yeah. Now let me just show you the buttons on the steering wheel itself. You got your mute and your mode, which is basically for the radio itself, which basically these buttons on your left will control everything on the left. On your right, you'll control this small screen right here. And basically this is your cruise control, and this to adjust the cruise control itself, and this to cancel, if I'm not wrong, this to cancel the cruise control. These 3 buttons right here is to adjust the small screen right over there, which I'll show you guys right now. And basically that's it for the steering wheel itself. To adjust the steering wheel, just basically quite simple. Just need to pull this lever down and can adjust it according to your liking itself. Next up, you got this 2 button right here, which is very simple. Basically, this to adjust the brightness on the screen itself, and this to adjust the angle of the headlight itself. Other than that, that's all for the car itself, and this is the fuse switch right here. So yeah, don't think anyone would be touching that anytime soon. Now let's move on to the next part, which is the switches on the door, the driver's side itself. Basically right here you got your auto folding mirrors itself. This to adjust the mirrors with your like. Basically to adjust the mirrors, just need to switch, press on this on either side, and you could adjust the angle of the mirrors itself. This to prevent people from rolling down the windows. This to lock and unlock. Then these 4 switches right here are for the windows on all 4 sides of the car itself, and basically that's all for the controls for the button itself. This is the folding mirrors if you guys didn't know. So basically you can technically activate it manually or automatically. So basically if I want to turn off, I want to fold it if I want to I want to fold in the mirrors manually, I just need to press this and the mirrors will fold in. Same goes for the other way around. So basically, since now the car is off, it will just fold up. If I want to just fold back down, just press this and fold back down and yeah, just like that. Other than that, you got that's all for the mirrors itself. So yeah, this is your lever right here to access the engine compartment of the car itself. And as you guys saw earlier, I showed you guys the trunk space. So basically this is to open up the trunk. This is for the fuel filter cap, and yeah, basically that's all for the car itself. And if you guys are wondering how do you adjust the seat of the car itself, it's quite simple. This switch right here, if you guys want, you can just press down for lower height, up for higher of the. So basically, if you were to adjust this right here, is you adjust how high or how low you want to your point of view while driving the car itself. And this switch right behind here is to adjust the angle of the seat itself. But other than that, that's all for the car itself. Let me just show you guys my. Oh yeah, and this almost forgot. This right here to adjust the how far or how back the seat you want it to be. So yeah, other than that, that's all I say for this video itself. Let me just show you guys my overall thought with this car right now. Alright then, I almost forgot to show you guys one more thing, which is the key for the Kia itself. So basically this is how the key look like. So basically the lock, unlock, and this is the trunk button. So alternatively, if you do not want to use the lever that I showed you guys just now to open up the trunk, you can just use the key itself. So yeah, and basically this is your regular key right here. So basically just need to slot in to the ignition and just turn on the car itself. Other than that, let me just share my overall thoughts right now. Alright then, so yeah, this is basically my video summary of the Kia K3 itself. The only thing I really like about the car is the handling itself, which is basically very sharp and precise when you're making sharp turn, or even sorry, not sharp turn. When you're executing turn at high speed or low speed itself. But other than that, the only downside for this car I would say is the interior is quite outdated. It's not really up to date with the other cars that we see on the road nowadays. So normally for if the car does have Apple CarPlay, it will be so much better. But hey, we can't really complain on that. But other than that, I don't really have much comment on the car itself, other than it's a decent car, and yeah, it handles well, and I think, but I don't know. And that car, I think at the current time when I'm renting this, it has close to 145,000 kilometers itself. So yeah, other than that, that's all I'd say for this video itself. If you guys enjoy the review, do click the subscribe button down right below to see more videos like this, or yeah, basically click the subscribe button to see more videos, to see more future car reviews or car sharing videos from me itself. So yeah, that's all I say for this video itself. Don't forget to click the subscribe button down right below to see more videos like this, or click the subscribe and click to see my 2 other videos. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video.